Yeah, I was asked what my thoughts were on the Oofy-Doofy theory. And I look at it like this, right? See, women, according to statistics, they don't prioritize physical appearance the way men do. If marriage off the table, she gonna be looking like, oh yeah, he fine, he this, he that, whatever is her type, and she likes that, and she knows marriage is off the table, then she'll be more likely to just go based strictly off of his attractiveness, confidence, sex appeal. Okay? Now, um, also according to statistics, is long-term relationships, they view that differently. So when marriage is on the table, they do look at a man's perceived wealth or social status, because that's her instinctive nature telling her to get somebody who can be dependable and stable for her and her offspring. So that's where a lot of the chit chat go on about, oh, women are gold diggers, or women only mess with the bad boys or whatever. And again, let me say this is not a one size fits all thing, because correct me if I'm wrong, but from what I researched on the Oofy-Doofy theory, it says that nerdy, awkward, and average looking men can secure relationships with attractive women, which is true. You can see that all the time. It depends on the length of time that she sees herself with the man. So you can do with that information what you want. But again, I'm the type of person, I don't look at everything is black and white. Everything is not a one size fits all when it comes to certain things. So, when some women probably, they may look at all of the above. You may have some women that may look at none of the above. But I think as a man, the best thing for you to do is not give women that much power. You be confident, and if you're not confident, you develop confidence. You develop your speech, and different things, your charisma, and you put yourself out there. You shoot your shot if that's what you want. But my personal thoughts are, I think people have too many barriers in between themselves and the opposite sex. Cause see, when I was growing up, if you liked a girl, like, you wrote on a piece of paper, what I'm talking about, when we was kids. Cause I'm 37. I was born in 1988. So we were, you write, I like you. Do you like me? You had to call a girl on the phone. If you saw somebody, you would approach them. And, nowadays, I think the internet has kind of deteriorated social skills. So, that's why a lot of people even had these theories like, oh, women only like these type of, or they like these type. I don't believe it. I believe anybody can obtain anybody that they want. So the second question that I was asked was, do modern women prefer submissive men? And to a degree, this is what I think. I think if a woman has if you mean it like a woman with a dominant personality, then it's not about whether she prefers it. is she doesn't have a choice but to be with a submissive male. If a woman is dominant, she has a very overbearing personality, then she has no choice but to be with a submissive male. But you have some men that like bossy women. So it goes hand in hand. But I have met women that are submissive, that are soft spoken, that are sweet, caring, and they want a dominant man. You know? So again, it's based on, it's not a one size fits all thing. It goes like this. If somebody has a dominant personality, it has to be polar opposites. Okay, basically it has to be polarity. I learned it from what's the name of that book? The Way of the Superior Man. There has to be polarity in relationships, in romantic relationships. So if somebody has this is opposite sex relationships. It even goes into same sex relationships. If there is a dominant one, there has to be a feminine, you know. So that's just the way, that's just the natural order of things. You usually won't see two dominant people. So, you know, whether it's a man that's dominant and he has a feminine woman, or you may have a dominant woman with a feminine man. You may have a man that's dominant and he's with a feminine man, or you have a dominant woman and she's with a feminine woman. At the end of the day, there has to be polarity for relationships that are romantic to exist. It's no way around it. So my thoughts are, if a woman, it's not that a woman prefers anything. It's if she's a modern woman that has a dominant personality, she has to accept the fact that she will be with a submissive male, or she will be with no one. You know, so that's my thoughts on it. Y'all be smooth.